Cabinet Secretary Justin Muturi could be fired any time from now for pressing the government to take responsibility over the spate of abduction cases in the country. This according to Good Member of Parliament Nelson Koech, who has claimed that Muturi's direct aim to the president will not sit well with him. According to the lawmaker who was speaking at a local media house, plans are underway to unseat Muturi.
I know what is happening politically. Okay. He simply is a man who is daring the president to fire him. And I'll tell you this before I close, that he has called for it, and you will see it. In a week or two, CS Muturi will be home. He will be fired. I know. I am telling you, ask me questions before, and I'm telling you, he has called for it. He has pinched the president's nose, and I can tell you for sure, he is a man going home. It can even be today.
Pearl Newsbeat.
And the ODM has dismissed claims that a merger with the ruling United Democratic Alliance party is in the offing. ODM Deputy Party Leader Godfrey Osotsi has called out UDA leaders who have been trying to woo ODM members and handling the idea of a merger. This stance comes just a few weeks after Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi's ANC merged with the UDA, further strengthening the political landscape in the Western region.
Tuna watu ambao wamekuwa kitembea haswa hapa Vihiga County wakisema kwamba hao wameenda UDA kwa sababu hata ODM inakuja UDA. Nataka kuambia wenzetu wa chama cha ANC, kama nyinyi mumeenda UDA, muende kwa amani. Musitumie jina ya ODM kama sababu ya kwenda UDA.
And a section of University of Nairobi students has threatened to stage a protest at the Higher Education's Loans Board HELB offices over delays with the agency to release funds. The students have lamented their struggles, saying they've been locked out from registering for courses and vowed to camper the HELB offices until the funds are disbursed. They've also cited the possibility of missing marks, hampering progress in their education.
And strategy professor engineer.
Why is it that now I'm here in university and I'm not getting whatever you told me you were supposed to deliver to me? I worked, I did my part, I came to university. That money is supposed to come to the comrade.
For a month now, landlords have issued notices of evacuation from us, and we no longer have places to sleep. Sure. This 1 month has been painful for most of us. We have been turned into beggars, begging for food and money, like street children in this city.
Meanwhile, the Moi University Council is set to meet all the staff as the new acting Vice-Chancellor Professor Kiplagat Kotut commences work. An internal memo issued by the acting Deputy Vice-Chancellor Professor Khaemba Ongeti says that the staff will have an opportunity to meet the new acting VC. Professor Kotut now takes over from Professor Isaac Kosgei, who has been sent on compulsory leave for 8 months, as the head of finance and legal affairs have also been suspended. The board chairperson Professor Naomi Damba has committed to revamping the institutions, which was on the verge of collapsing, saying that in 100 days he will set up measures to address the issues bedeviling the second oldest university in the country.
Pearl Newsbeat.
The 7 judges of the Supreme Court of Kenya are expected to convene and deliberate on the delimitation of boundaries, by the polls body IEBC, after it emerged that it cannot be achieved within the stipulated time. Following a meeting of the Secretariat last week Friday, the electoral body admitted that the Commission may not deliver as per the dictates of the law. Boundaries review is to be concluded 12 months of the general election, according to the IEBC Act. The Commission has asked the Supreme Court for a way out of the debacle, with the Apex Court set to give directions. This was arrived at after a panel President William Ruto appointed on January 27th had its first meeting on Friday.
Pearl Newsbeat.
5 suspects arrested over the murder of Molo-based activist Richard Haga Otieno are set to be arraigned. Otieno was murdered near the gate of his residential apartment in Elbagon town, just 200 meters from the Elbagon police station, forcing police to move his body to the Kericho town, where an autopsy was conducted amid rising tension. Detectives from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, Homicide, and those from the Crime Research and Intelligence Bureau announced 5 suspects are expected in court for miscellaneous applications to enable them, detain them for further probe. The 5 include 2 boda riders who carried the alleged killers to and from the murder scene. Pearl
Newsbeat.
And the first 2,160 doses of Ebola vaccine have arrived in Kampala as part of outbreak preparedness. Uganda's health ministry declared an outbreak after a 32-year-old male nurse working at the Mulago National Referral Hospital in Kampala succumbed to the Sudan Ebola virus on Wednesday. The World Health Organization said whether the vaccine will be given to people in Uganda as part of a trial to test its efficacy. Those eligible to join the trial are those at highest risk of Ebola, such as close contacts of a person who has been confirmed to have had the virus or who has died from the disease. The study sites will therefore be locations where contacts of the case or cases reside. Study teams will be mobile and be able to rapidly move to these areas to do their work using the ring vaccination approach.
Pearl Newsbeat.
And further field, a few hours after President Donald Trump announced that he will impose stiff tariffs on Canada, hockey fans in the capital Ottawa booed the star-spangled banner during a National Hockey League game against a visiting U.S. team. During the National Basketball Association game between the Toronto Raptors and the Los Angeles Lakers, it happened again, continuing throughout the song and almost drowning out the 15-year-old singer's arena performance. The 25% tariff imposed by Trump on all Canadian imports into the U.S. with a lower 10% levy on energy are set to take effect from tomorrow. The U.S. imports more of its oil from Canada than any other country, and Canada Prime Minister Trudeau's government has signaled all options remain on the table for further retaliation.
I want to speak directly to Americans, our closest friends and neighbors. This is a choice that, yes, will harm Canadians, but beyond that, it will have real consequences for you, the American people. As I have consistently said, tariffs against Canada will put your jobs at risk, potentially shutting down American auto assembly plants and other manufacturing facilities. They will raise costs for you, including food at the grocery stores and gas at the pump. They will impede your access to an affordable supply of vital goods crucial for U.S. security.
Pearl Radio, the home of fresh and classic hits.